Welcome to the Nerdy Dad Podcast. My name's Levi Bullard, or DM Dadbot on social media, and today we're going all the way down to the Nine Hells to bring you Tieflings. So Tieflings were derived from humans, but were cursed with an infernal bloodline. Somewhere down the road, their ancestors have struck a deal with the devil and cursed their family line. It could have been them being born just to some random human family, and they're born with obvious infernal characteristics, i.e., giant horns that could be curvy, spiraled, or even straight up like a gazelle's. They have solid color eyes of red, white, silver, black, or even gold, sharp pointed canine teeth, and thick tails that range from 4 to 5 feet usually. So Tieflings tend to have infernal names, but if they're trying to blend in with the world or even make it in this normal society, usually they take what are called virtue names, or names that signify some type of virtue. They also take names that embody a concept that they feel is empowering or just. Sometimes it's something that they want to project to other people, but they strive to embody these characteristics. Now, with that being said, a lot of times they're born to normal parents and then cast aside. They're minorities in civilization. Even living in human society where humans are usually pretty welcoming of other species, they're still the minority living in the squalor of the cities. They usually end up being forced into becoming pickpockets, swindlers, or even crime lords. And that adds on to the reason why Tieflings normally aren't trusted in everyday society. Even if they try to become a part of the everyday society and be accepted like just a normal human being, it's hard for people to get over those obvious infernal characteristics. That just keeps adding on to the reason why everybody is so suspicious of Tieflings. They don't like to accept Tieflings into their society and into their world. And usually it's just because of how they look, because of their pointed horns, their sharp teeth, even the tails, which I think is really, really cool. I would love to have a tail myself. 4 or 5 feet, I don't know about that one, but we'll talk about that one later. If you happen to befriend a Tiefling and show them that you trust them and adequately gain their trust, they're friends and allies for life. Fierce allies, that is. They know that if they're not trusted by normal society and you give them that trust, that means a lot to them. Occasionally, Tieflings band together, knowing that they're stronger together and they're more trusted by each other than they are by the altogether society. Now, usually when they come together, they form tight-knit and very high-prized mercenary teams, strike teams, or even become bodyguards. You get variants that pop up throughout the different planes, such as some from the Abyss that have more scaly skin and carry unusually heavy sickles as their primary weapons. So, Tieflings are also gaining the reputation of turning on their employers if the situation fits. So, they're not necessarily the most trusted, but they are super highly skilled, and that's why they are highly prized. Tieflings don't usually worship any specific deity, that owing to the fact that it's just a bloodline curse, and most of their family probably aren't Tieflings, or haven't had that curse on themselves specifically. Now, with that being said, we see several deities, more specifically 3 of them, that come into the form of Tieflings. Now, I'm going to refer to my notes, and 3 of these deities actually represent themselves in Tiefling form. Now, I'm going to refer to my notes, and I'm probably going to butcher these names. Charis, Levitarn, or Tar, and an evil deity from Greyhawk known as Pyramus. So these 3 deities appear in Tiefling form. Their ability score increases by 1 to their intelligence and ability score increase of 2 to their charisma, which makes them excellent charisma casters such as the Warlock. I actually feel like Warlock is perfect for your Tiefling class, going with your Infernal heritage and everything like that. It just fits together well, which might explain why that was the first character I ever made. Since Tieflings are derived from humans, they mature at the same rate as humans, even though they might live a few years longer. They are a medium-sized creature with a base walking speed of 30 feet. They get dark vision up to 60 feet and have hellish resistance, which means they get resistance to fire damage. And any resistances right off the bat, especially with fire being a predominant one, and one of the most used extra damages in D&D, I believe hellish resistance is one of the most useful traits of this Tiefling. But that's not it. You also get Infernal Legacy, which teaches you the Thaumaturgy cantrip right off the bat. At 3rd level, you'll end up learning Hellish Rebuke. At 5th level, you end up learning the spell Darkness. So that wraps up our video on Tieflings. Hopefully this has been informative and helpful to you. Maybe you guys are going to be interested in playing the Tiefling in your next character. Remember, they're amazing charisma casters with some awesome cosmetic features. Don't worry, because even if you're distrusted, you'll find a very loyal ally somewhere. Until next time, what player races do you want us to cover next? Maybe Aasimar.